When you had those cool little Mickey Mousey thingies in the... Was that a reaction?
Yeah, react down here.
But you had like... How do you get Donald Duck? That's not fair.
I think it's because I updated Skype a few weeks ago. It must be a Space Jam 2 theme or something.
That's not fair at all.
All right, I think I got a good one.
Yeah?
That's not just like shit collapses.
Sweet.
You want to pick a review to read?
Sure. I'll do the JH pottery one. The last one.
This water's so good.
Just water.
Cold water is just so good.
It's true, it is.
Especially at
started taking...
sometimes at like 1:30 in the morning or 2 in the morning before you go to bed. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
so good.
I started taking bags of ice into work because I was like, it's dumb that I have to like bring a bottle of water and then the ice melts and everything. And so, yeah, so I just...
Do y'all not have a fridge and ice machine there?
We have a freezer, but not an ice machine. And so,
Nobody's
we have
brought like a
fridge.
tray with some ice cube?
Well, I mean, who's going to keep that up? So I just made a bunch of ice in my ice cube maker thingy and then put it in a bag, and I keep bringing it in. It's been nice. I drink more water. And we have I found like an ice cube bin, which is really nice. So.
Oh, so you like bring in bags of it and just fill a bin in the freezer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. And
my mom gave me this metal scoop with my ice machine that doesn't really fit in the ice maker, so I use that. So
sweet.
Yeah. Ooh.
Do y'all ever like leave ceramic tumblers or something in the freezer so you can like have a nice cold drink?
No, because I use a hydro flask.
Okay.
We all use water bottles because we're not. Because
I feel like a frosty ceramic mug would be good with like a cold cider or beer.
That's true.
I've never actually done that with any of my ceramic pieces, but I feel like it would work.
Sometimes they break, but most of the time they don't.
All right, did you find you got a review?
Yeah, I got a review.
I've got a what would you do if?
Try not to yawn through this whole fucking podcast. 2 nights in a row is hard. Well, this is not going to be a long podcast.
It is. It is hard.
I woke up this morning and I was like, fuck me. I am so fucking tired.
Yeah, I think it was a little harder to go to sleep yesterday, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, do we want to get started then? Let's, I think I got mine ready over here. Do you want to start at 35 seconds after?
Yeah.
All right.
We're live.
Hi, Becca.
Hi.
I just let you roll with it.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Becca. 2 nights in a row.
2 nights in a row, we're recording the podcast, so we can't get any sleep because we are talking so late into the night.
There's no way we're going to talk more than 2.5 hours. I mean, last night we got done at like 12:30. There's no way we're going to talk for that long.
No, yeah. We actually normally have like 20 minutes of conversation before we even start, and I think we had 3.
Not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan. I'm so fucking tired. I can't wait for this week to be over.
It doesn't feel like Thursday, though. I feel like it's still like midweek.
Feels like.
But it's good that
The day after
tomorrow's almost
Saturday.
done.
It's before Sunday. It just feels like an extra day this week.
All right, bear with us, people. Becca's gonna be yawning throughout. Try to mute yourself or something.
I just came on me. I didn't know it was just like came. Anyway, Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing great. I actually packed up a number of mystery boxes just to get in preparation for the sale next week. So I probably packed up about 12 or 14 boxes. Ideally, if people just order a single mystery box, then it'll just be like stamp a label on it and good to go. I don't even remember what's in them, so hey, there we go.
Sweet.
Plus, it helps me because the last time I did them, I was a little bit off on some of the weights, so I think I'm going to be able to actually like weigh these out and get a good like guesstimate, so that Etsy doesn't screw me on the weights because I miscalculate. So
yeah, for sure. Fuck them.
Well, I mean, it's my fault because I underestimate the weight, but I mean, I end up paying more on shipping myself if I don't calculate it right. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much been my day. Unloaded a glaze kiln and then loaded up another glaze kiln and started it right before we got together. So we'll check on that here in a couple days. I'm really just trying to get a lot of bisqueware through the cycle so I have more finished work. Once the moving starts, I want to be able to like not have to worry as much about, oh, I need to restock and glaze a bunch. So
yeah. Nice.
All right, how about you? Besides you're tired.
I don't know what the fuck is up with this week. I feel like yesterday I felt like I didn't get anything done and I was in the studio till 9 o'clock. Today I was in the studio from 10:30 to 5 and I feel like I didn't get anything done.
Is that earlier than you normally work, or you leave earlier than you normally do? I feel like, don't you normally work till like 7 or something?
Yeah, but on Thursdays I go and have dinner with my friends, and so I leave at 5.
Okay.
On Thursdays. My friends from college, which is weird because I went to college in California. So, yeah. Like,
Indiana.
That was a weird, like literally my roommate in college, my first roommate in college, her and her husband moved to Indiana. They have 3 kids. She just had a kid 2 weeks ago. But they have 3 kids and so, yeah, 3 girls. And yeah, they cook me dinner every Thursday. It's great.
Nice. You got a couple friends with 3 girls, so.
I know. What the heck? Maybe it's me.
Maybe. Been hanging out around Josh too much.
Dang it. Josh is so fun. Yeah. Anyway, Josh is funny. Did you see his little cute thing on Instagram today about the unicorn?
I did.
Clayworks.
Unicorn Clayworks, yeah.
Josh from JH Pottery Works, his youngest daughter is 3, I think. She's 4 or 3. Anyway, she's always in the studio with him, and he posted a picture saying that someday she was going to take over and call it Unicorn Clay Works. And I was like, yes, somebody needs to do that now.
UCW.
UCW, Unicorn Clay Works. I love it. I love it. I'm kind of jealous, honestly. Anyway, I got like 30 fucking Palo Santo burners and like 70 wine glasses done today, and I was like, ugh. I just
Hey,
could have and should have.
you'll get a reset. Are you gonna work a little bit more? Like, are you gonna work a couple hours tomorrow or something?
Yeah.
Even though you're normally off on Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish the Palo Santos. I needed 60, and I'm going to, and it's all like weighed out. It should take 30 minutes. I'm gonna do some handles hourly tomorrow. So, yeah, I can't wait to reset for Sunday.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, ready. Okay, let's do a review. You can tell that we talked yesterday because we're not like jabbering on. See, we're only 6 minutes in.
It's all right.
People are
It's all
like,
right.
finally, you guys just shut the fuck up.
Just get to it already. Jeez.
Get to it. God.
Thank you all for submitting these reviews, by the way. We haven't got many new ones lately, but we have plenty to read off that people have submitted over time. So
yeah, we love reading them and we appreciate you guys.
yeah.
So this is a 5-star review from JH Pottery, not JH Pottery Works. This is Josh Hensley, I believe. Henslick, yes. And he is in California. And he says, awesome podcast. This podcast is so awesome. Ryan and Becca are such kind people, and it comes through in their discussions. They are open and willing to share all of their knowledge, and they will even answer questions I have for them in their Instagram DMs. Best podcast ever. I should have said that. Best podcast ever! Because it's got a exclamation point.
Did it say podcast or podcast?
It said podcast.
Okay. It's funny because some people message us and they'll say podcast.
Podcast.
And I think they're being funny. So, like, they're in deep with this if they say podcast.
Yeah. They've been here for the nitty gritty.
Yeah, they've been through some stuff.
Yeah, they've been through the ringer with us. Oh, also, since a couple weeks ago, I told Lindy about those. Oh, it was pastels, by the way, Lindy. It was pastels. Those are the things I got at Jungle Gyms that are they're like these fruit pastels, but it was the pick and choose pack, and it has.
What is that? Is that like a sugary candy or is it a?
Yeah, it's kind of like a jujube.
Jujube, okay.
Yeah, or like like a dot, you know.
A dot.
But yeah. Also,
dots are kind of garbage, but
they're way better than dots. But
dots are too stiff. I feel like
the consistency. I feel like. Anyway, when Lindy sent me the box for my birthday in May. I couldn't have gluten at that time, so I just put the candy and stuff away. And so I finally tried these moon pies. They're like these moon cakes or something, and they have chocolate and marshmallow and a cookie, and they are so good.
I feel like that's an American thing too, though.
I don't know.
Moon pies here.
No, they weren't like that. She sent me stuff that was only from England, and I've already eaten 3.
But it was called a moon pie.
I think it's a moon cake.
Moon cake, okay.
Moon cake.
That sounds good.
It's very delicious.
Nice. So. Was it like a soft cake, like the top of a muffin, texture, like cake texture?
No, the bottom's like a graham cracker cookie. It's kind of like a s'more, an encased s'more. So it's got a chocolate layer and then marshmallow fluffy, right? Fluff.
Oh. Yep.
Fluff marshmallow.
Marshmallow cream, kind of.
Yeah, so picture a Santa Claus marshmallow, but with a cookie on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, like that.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Good shit.
Yeah. Lindy, feel free to put one of those in your little crowd funder things that you're sending me soon, if you want.
Also, Lindy, I'm really sorry I didn't support your crowdfunder. I shared it, but I also don't have any money right now. I still owe Ryan money.
But she also just hit the crowdfunder thing, so like that's good. Congratulations.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
why we're leaning into our microphones and like whispering, but it's kind of fun.
Because we can. um, what are you gonna ask?
First I wanted to say I don't know. I don't know if we officially told people. I mean, I guess we told people through Instagram, but did we tell people like that we're doing ClayCon West and we're both presenting and like what we're presenting? Did we
I
tell
don't think we
anybody
did.
about that?
No, we still haven't gotten our tickets either.
That's all right. I think they're still selling them. If anybody out there is near the St. George, Utah area or wants to go to a conference with people in person and
Yeah,
see some other clay folks, they're doing that in January, mid-January,
2022. Shit.
2022. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and so I'm presenting on efficiency while throwing, and
And
Ryan
I'm
is
I'm presenting about different ways to sell and the pros cons of those ways to sell.
yeah, yeah. Mine will be a demo, and his will be a talk.
Yeah. I was
His
thrown
is
off
gonna.
a little bit because most of them have been showing technique and like offering people to do demos on the side when you're like done and they can kind of get the hands on. But I'm like, I feel like my knowledge is more just like talking about stuff.
I
Like there's so
feel
much we
that
talk
too.
about on the podcast that I'm like, I feel like talking about business stuff would be beneficial with people.
Yeah, your brain is power.
So that's what I wanted to propose, and I did, and we're gonna do it. So it's the weekend of Friday, January 14th and 15th, and technically the 16th too.
Yeah.
So that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that it's not like a NCCA conference where it's like during the middle of the week. It's actually like over a weekend, and you
Yeah.
can get a whole thing, or you can get a day or whatever.
And it's
Um,
very intimate. Like I think the last time we had maybe 120 people,
I
right?
think there were more than that.
150.
I thought he said the first year they had like 120, but the second year they had
Oh,
like
okay.
250 or something.
It
But
was great.
there's a lot of good presenters, and then there's presentations that go all day. So like people are making entire pieces over
Mhm.
hours and stuff, and like multiple sessions, and then most of the demos and sessions are like an hour and a half. So it's not like a
Yeah.
quick 30-minute like in and out kind of thing, and you're gonna see 16 sessions. You're gonna see like probably 12, and then there's some like all day stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yup.
it's pretty good. And then you get like you can ask questions and stuff and actually get them answered and with the time that's allotted, and like there's enough time to just chat with people, and yeah, it's a good time. So look that up. It's called ClayCon West, and you could look up their website. But yeah, I figured I'd mention that because I don't know if we
Also,
had before. So
if you do go to ClayCon West and we don't tell you, there's a bomb ass Hawaiian place somewhere in St. George. And I think it's like the only Hawaiian place. Go to it. Find it and go to it. I think it was like called
it's good.
Sunshine or something. It was great.
It's not like a sit down restaurant. It's kind of like partial fast foodish, but it doesn't have a drive through. It's like a walk in, order at the counter, and then take your food to your table kind of thing.
Yeah, but it was bomb.
It was good.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, that's our suggestions for food.
Yeah. So the
Look at us.
segment,
We're
I
just
figured I wanted to throw that in there. We're at 15. And we did a review. All right. So the segment we're going to do is what would you do if, because somebody brought that up and was missing it. So the last one
we
we
should
did was
do
quite a
it.
bit ago. So we
Yeah.
got one for you today. This one is what would you do if you're having no luck throwing anything well to start your throwing session and you have all flops? What are you doing?
I didn't know this question beforehand. I think you need to answer this first so I can think about it.
I mean, sometimes you have those days. I have that some with like bottles at times because they do take a little bit of, finesse. So I would say if you're having trouble, just go to go to an easy go-to thing. Like for me, I would probably just throw a bunch of spoon rests.
Yeah.
Weigh out a bunch of half pounds of clay, throw a bunch of spoon rests. You're committing to like a minute of a spoon rest, so it kind of you can get that quantity up quickly, and you're not wasting a lot of time. And honestly, there's not really much you can fuck up with a spoon rest. So get some wins, and then move on to another thing.
Okay. I have a totally different answer.
Or mugs or something like that.
If I'm taking this literally. So if I like just flopped a bunch of shit, what I would do first is the last thing that I flopped, I would probably throw it against the wall, out of anger. And out of anger, I would yell fuck really loud. I would get up. I'd probably complain to Rebecca on the way out the door as I walked out the door, forgot my keys, and then go around the building and sit in the grass for 5 minutes. And then I would settle down. I would close my eyes, lay in the grass, take a deep breath, and then I'd come back inside. And then I'd start over. And if I didn't get it right that time, I would quit.
I would quit. Quit my job. Becca or Rebecca, see ya. I'm done.
I would
Let's
at
play.
least take
Goodbye.
an hour break to like reposition my head. If I was having that hard of an issue, I would say, Rebecca, I'll be back in an hour.
Okay.
I'd go somewhere, I'd leave, and then I'd come back. Yep.
Okay.
Probably listen to some music.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Or like do something that you can't fuck up, like prep clay.
Yeah.
Something like do something
Yeah.
easy that you can just do without thinking. Like I wouldn't go to another thing like glazing or something. Like I don't like glazing enough to do that, and I'm not gonna put handles on mugs because you could fuck something up there.
I'd probably go eat pizza.
Go eat pizza. When do you clean up that thing that you threw against the wall? Do you clean that up when you first get back inside?
Yeah.
Do you clean that up the next day? When do you clean that up?
I just leave it there.
For
That's
how
why
long? Until you quit your job and then somebody else has to clean it up like Dusty's bucket.
Yeah. Oh God. We lined the walls with plastic because I was like, we gotta line these walls with something because I don't have a splash pan. But yeah, like a piece of clay today flew off of my wheel and went under my wheel. I won't pick that up for another like 2 months.
Oh my God.
It's
That's why I never
understand.
understood. That's why I never understood some of the. I mean, I get the frustration and the like smashing something, but the cleanup part just makes you think about it more, and you're like, "Fuck, I did this to myself."
You throw it against the wall and then it drops down so you can't see it.
Not if it's a piece of like finished ware or something. That's like this thing is cracked. Whatever. Throw it on the ground.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I'm talking about making pieces with wet clay.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that could apply to anybody throwing something that's like,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just being realistic about what I would do because that's exactly what I've done.
Yeah.
One time when I was trying to make the Hurley plates, did I say this last week?
I mean, you said you're making them recently, and they were just really frustrating to you.
Yeah, well, the first time I made them, they were just really frustrating to me, and I flopped like 3 in a row, and I was almost crying when I walked into Rebecca's and was like, "You have to show me how to do these again. I can't figure it out." And
I thought you said
so
you
mad.
did like, yeah, you did say that to her, and you were just so frustrated with it.
Yeah. If I don't get angry at people, I get angry at inanimate objects, and clay definitely applies to that. So.
Nice.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, I figured that was better. Most of them are like, what would you do if this thing fell on the ground? What would you do if this other thing crashed and burned? And a lot of them are like, say fuck, collect yourself, and then get back to it or whatever. It's like, clean it up.
Get back to it. Put you back into Yeah. Okay, so shall we talk about what we're talking about today? I was thinking.
Sure. I'll let you cue that up.
Oh, yes. So what we're going to talk about is, I think it's going to be a little bit different than our normal episodes because we are literally going to have a conversation that I would normally have with Ryan or Andrew about what to do with this shitty mug situation and how I want to start, how I kind of want to like grow that part of my business, and how, like, what products I'm going to be making, and how much money I need to make, and how much money I need to spend or plan to spend. And we felt that it might be fun because it's not me starting over, but it is me starting something new. So it'll be fun to talk it out and just kind of like hash out different things about it.
Yeah.
How I would normally approach you or Andrew, my best friend, in how I'm going to, like, I literally had this conversation with him a couple of days ago.
Yeah, because
Well,
you're
kind
coming
of.
at it kind of with business in mind and like making a certain amount of money as well
Yeah.
as like, am I going to enjoy making this thing? So it's
Right.
not purely like creative driven
Right.
of I want to make a groundbreaking body and
Yeah.
body of work for this exhibition or something. It's just like, there's a couple factors here and that's what
Yeah.
you're kind of shooting for.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily looking to grow, but I am looking to make a certain amount. Like,
Of
I'm
money.
not looking, right, like, I'm not necessarily looking to make like $3,000 one month and then $10,000 in 5 months. That's not necessarily my goal. My goal is to make $3,000. My goal is to make $3,000 a month in profit in external sales outside of Gravesco Pottery.
Okay. It doesn't have to be entirely one body of work. It could
No.
be, yeah. Okay.
And we are adding in fancy cups too.
Yeah, I was wondering
So
if you were gonna backburner fancy cups
no, I wanna
in
add it. I
place
wanna
of
add them in.
yeah.
Yeah. I wanna like kind of get that. And then also we need to talk about like how much time I need to be spending at the studio and like set a schedule and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
are you ready?
Let's start. Where do you want to start here?
Okay. So, let's talk about So, I want to make $3,000 a month, and I'm trying to figure out if I obviously want to sell the fancy cups. I want to figure out how many fancy cups I need to sell a month, plus how many shitty cups I need to sell a month. And I'm also wondering if I should add in another alternative product, um like hand-built mise en place, or like a snack bowl or something like that, that's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to have a ton of products. Like, I don't have a desire to have like 15 different items, but it would be nice like, so I have fancy cups and I have the fancy pinch pots, which
Yeah.
are the small bowls that aren't pinched. And I have, um, and then on the shitty cup side, I have the shitty cups, and then I feel like I need one more thing. And I'm wondering, um, should I just do shitty cup pinch pots?
Shitty cup pinch pots. So not your sanded ones with a bright color, just
Right.
like regular pinch pots that you would make back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, I love making those,
Were
and they're off the
those
hump.
were those good sellers for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would they be how I guess one thing that comes to my mind is how are you going to sell them? Are you going to sell them in person because they are easy sellers in person, I assume,
Oh,
and you're at
right.
Leavenworth? And are they something that would sell online?
Line. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm struggling with that right now because like I don't know how I want to sell online for shitty cups, because I feel like the appeal to me of shitty cups are is the fact that like I can glaze them whatever I want and I don't have to worry about it. And so, and then if I put a bunch of effort into doing like a bunch of product shots, then I feel like that kind of like that makes it more, you know?
Because you're committing to this one product, this one photo. That's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Like
You
I
know
could
what
potentially.
I was just thinking with the mystery boxes that I'm doing now. Like, could you do a set of like 3 pieces? Like, you get a shitty cup, a shitty pinch pot, and piece number 3, and it's like
Right.
a set for a price that is reasonable for you and is reasonable for somebody else, because you kind of like that.
Yeah.
I feel like
kind of like a
you would
mystery
enjoy
box.
just taking kind of like a mystery box, and you just know that you're going to get one of this, one of this, one of this.
That's a good idea.
And then you pick the colors, or they like suggest a color
Yeah, like warm colors or cool colors or
and then you don't have to take a bunch of photos. You just take like 6 photos or something of a series.
Right. That's what I was thinking too, and I hadn't thought about doing a mystery box. I like that idea, where it's just like.
Because, I mean, you kind of like doing the flash sale where it's like you make a whole bunch of shit and people are getting a discount on it.
Yeah. And I think I could do a flash sale of shitty cups, and it'd be so much fun. Like, just to be like, I have blue, I have black, I have white, I have red. Or yellow or whatever. And those are the colors I have. And they choose those colors, and I have to, and I just glaze 45 blue, 25 red.
Yeah.
I really like that style because it's just like, it's like a wholesale order, Yeah. And
exactly.
So I was thinking about that. So like doing a flash sale and then potentially doing mystery boxes. I like that mystery box idea. I like that a lot better than just like putting them up and being like.
So I feel like you're gonna hate yourself if you have to do individual listings of individual pieces. You're gonna hate that.
I wouldn't do it though. Like I don't think I would do it.
Yeah.
You know.
But if you were at a show, like that's even better, right?
Right. And I think I want to do shows. Obviously, I have the tents for it, and it'd be great to do like the farmers market because Dusty was doing the farmers market in the summer, and now I can. I could probably call her and do the farmers market, make a couple.
Where is that? Is that just Indianapolis Farmers Market, or is it like a neighborhood, certain neighborhood one?
Yeah, it's like half a mile from work.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so
that's great.
Yeah, and you like just drive your car up and like set up your tent. It's super low key. So
that's your speed right there.
Totally. So I was thinking that would be a good idea to do that kind of stuff.
That'll get you some steady income. Like,
yeah.
Hey, you can show up with 50 pieces and like see what happens.
Yeah.
Or 100 pieces or whatever. And that'll just be what stock you have that week. And then it's cool because you can just sell online if something sells and just take from the stock that you have existing. That's what I like about the shot glasses and stuff. Like I sell a lot of shot glasses every week. I mean, I probably get like 6 orders of shot glasses every week. It could be 1 shot glass or it could be 2 or 3, but it's like steady, and all I gotta do is update the quantity. I took those photos one time.
Yeah.
And I never take them again, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Do you have like the different colors for the shot? Oh, my lip is bleeding. Do you have different colors for the shot glasses?
Yeah, I did.
Listing?
Yeah, I have a listing for speckled shot glasses and a listing for just like white clay shot glasses. Okay. And then I have like a book, and then there's like shot glasses sitting in front of the book, and then there's shot glasses sitting on top, and then I just labeled, like I typed up in like the preview app like what color map to which one you're looking at. And I just said in the listing, like, sizes and colors may vary a little bit because it's handmade. And yeah, so.
Cool. Okay. On that note of, I like the idea of the online stuff, and I like the idea of the flash sale and like doing updates because it creates like tension and excitement, How many fancy cups do you think I should do a month? The last update
that I did. Do you think it's reasonable to sell? I was thinking like a third initially, like $1,000 worth, but that might be too much. I don't know. Is that too much?
I mean, that's like
10 cups, right?
That's not bad. And if they start to get,
you actually have to sell 10 of them.
Yeah, I sold 5, I think, maybe 6.
Do you think you can fit in at least making 15 or something a
10?
month?
Yeah, I think I could.
Yeah.
If I
I wouldn't
really,
I wouldn't assume you're gonna sell all 10 if you make 10, but I would, yeah, like shoot for 15, making 15 in case something happens, and
yeah,
but hope that you can sell at least 10 of them.
yeah. No, I think I could. And I think that once, I don't know, like once the traction builds on those, I feel like they will be good. But now people are kind of like hesitant, you
Yeah.
know,
I mean,
about
those are
them.
going to be individual listings, but
That's fine.
yeah, I would worry about selling those in person because I don't know how well they will be received unless you do like an art show. But I
Yeah, I
mean, I
don't
feel
think
like
that,
they're
I
definitely
don't
an
think I would
online
even
seller for
try.
sure.
I don't even think I would try to sell them in person.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, I suppose.
I think you should definitely have some for Claycon West because I think they will sell
I agree.
to pottery people.
Yeah.
They
Fucking
can
Joe, he's like, I want
they
a
can
fucking
feel it.
mug. I'm like, you're not getting a fucking mug. I hate fucking mugs. Um,
Yeah, I think 10 to 15 a month is reasonable. Would you do some of the work on those at your apartment
yeah.
on occasion, or you would do them entirely at the studio just like everything else? Or
I've been doing them entirely at the studio, which I go back and forth between whether I like doing them at the studio or at the apartment, which is frustrating for me because it's like I like doing them at my apartment because it's there, but I have the whole setup at the studio and it's a little bit easier to do them at the studio. I
hmm
just need to get better at being at the studio. That's my issue.
yeah. Is it a hurdle for you to just get up like Saturday morning or Friday morning and go? I feel like you probably don't want to do it as much Friday morning because you were just working all week.
Yeah.
So Friday's probably your like rest day, and then Saturday would be like get up at whatever 8, 9, and then go to the studio for like 4 hours or something. Like, is that reasonable?
Yeah, and that's what I've been trying to do recently. But, like the last couple, I feel like my weekends, like I was so ready for my weekends to be like lame and like nobody, nobody in them. And that it's been the opposite. So,
Yeah,
I need to like prioritize it. But I want to get to the studio like at least 2 hours every night. I don't feel like that's unreasonable, you
yeah,
know, because I've been getting to work at like 9 a.m. and I'd like to get to work. So like get to work at 9 a.m. and leave by like 3 or 4 and get to the studio and leave by like 7 would be nice.
that's pretty nice. Yeah,
That would be ideal. But my reality right now is getting to work at 9:30, leaving at 6, saying fuck it, going home, and then just sitting and looking out
yep,
my window.
yeah. It's
So
it's a hurdle, I'm sure, once you hit the end of the workday and you're like, if I go home, I'm not leaving. But if I go to the studio, I'm just gonna be thinking about how hungry I am. Like that's what I would be thinking.
yeah,
But
I
I guess
almost
you pack 2 meals or something, and then you're
well,
like, okay, now I'm
yeah.
prepared. I'm going to the studio.
I almost always just pick up food at Taco Bell on my way to the studio. Um, but yeah, and then when I get to the studio, I get up there and I just look at that fucking bag of clay and I'm like, damn it.
Do
I'm
you
just
think your
not.
kiln's gonna motivate you more when the kiln's ready?
I freaking hope
I
so.
feel like that's the big pie in the sky of like this thing. Once it's there, it's just gonna light a fire under your ass. But I
I
mean,
hope
you
so.
hope that's the case, but
I think it will. I think it will. It's got to. I mean, and also like the whole fact that I have this like goal, like the financial goal. Because
yeah,
okay, so if I make $3,000 in a month and like invest it or whatever and multiply it, then I want to have like $1 million by the time I'm 45. And I think that's doable. But even regardless, having $3,000 and putting it towards something, I could buy a house, like, anything really.
yeah, that's a lot of money.
It's a ton of money. That's like, what's crazy is that like it's a lot of money to me, but like $3,000 like times 12 is only $36,000, and I was like, that doesn't seem
But I
like the
mean,
money.
that's on top of the what you get paid to do on a daily basis.
Yeah, it would make my salary like 70.
Yeah, I mean that's good.
That's a lot,
Yeah, when you said
and
you've
I'd be
lived on
saving.
fucking $15,000 before,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and I'd be saving almost 50% of my income, which would be my goal. I'd like to get to a
yeah,
50% savings. So
So what would be your first month that you want to make 3,000? Would it be the end of October? Is that reasonable?
yeah, like
Can you
November.
the end of November?
Oh yeah.
I mean, can you make product to be able to sell something?
I
Like
think
I would
I
say, can you set some goal for October to
yeah,
ease yourself into it?
I think so. Let's say $1,500 for October.
There you go. All right. Halloween. By Halloween, you need to have made $1,500.
Okay, I can do that. So by Halloween, I need to have made $1,500, and then we'll go full blast in November for Christmas. Oh my God. Yeah, the mystery
Christmas.
boxes will be fucking dope in Christmas. Yes. Fuck yes. Okay, anyway, moving on. So, so yeah, I like that. Okay, so but about the pieces, do you think I obviously
So
wine
what's your
glasses.
lineup here?
Okay. So wine glasses, pinch pots.
These are all shitty category, right?
Yeah, shitty category. Wine glasses, pinch pots, and mise en place. Like just a variety of different types of hand built stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no like they're all different sizes, all different things, you know.
That's what you mean for mise en place, or that's your
Yeah.
fourth category is just random hand. Okay,
No, the mise en place are like just all random. So like, you know,
gotcha.
some tiny little plates, the tiny little spoon rest, little tiny mise en place bowls. So I was just thinking like a random assortment of
Yeah,
those, and those could be like $5, right?
yeah.
And um and then or three for
I think you charge 8 for them or something. If it's like a
no, the
spoon rest, you gotta charge more than $5
no,
for it.
it's literally 2 inches.
Oh,
It's 2 inches
okay. Well,
big.
you gotta distinguish. You said mise en place, and then you said a bunch of random things like spoon rest and stuff. I'm like, that's not a mise en
I
place
said
bowl.
tiny spoon rest,
Is that
didn't
like
I?
a mise en place?
No, it's like a little tiny teaspoon spoon rest.
So it's then a fourth category. It's a spoon rest.
But it's tiny.
I get it, but you're not charging $5 for that. You could
Why
charge
not?
$8 for it. See if it sells.
I'm,
That's more than that's more than double what you're charging for it. See if it sells at $8. Like don't you think a spoon rest is worth $8? A handmade spoon rest?
not that one. So little. Anyway, um, okay. But I don't think. Do you think I should do like a medium-sized bowl of any sort? Like a. Do you sell bowls? I was thinking like
I
a
don't sell them
snack-sized
that
bowl.
great. I mean, what about like an ice cream bowl size?
Yeah, like a snack-sized bowl that's like maybe a cup to a cup and a
Like
half.
yeah, like maybe 5 inches, 6 inches across.
Yeah,
Like your pinch pots are probably 3 to 4 inches across.
yeah,
Okay, so I would say something 5 to 6 inches across, like a ice cream bowl size, like a snack bowl. Put some dip in there,
yeah.
something
Sell
like
it for
that.
10 bucks or whatever.
People like that. That
Yeah.
shows like that's gonna be a good price. I still think you're charging too low, but
No, these are shitty cups. I'm not doing anything to them.
I don't
That's the
care.
point.
I throw similar things for like cereal bowls, and I charge $24 for it.
I know, but
You're telling me
I
if you're at a
know.
show that you're gonna sell well, it's not gonna be a cereal bowl size, but like an ice cream bowl, I would still charge $18 for it. You're
Yeah,
telling
I
me you're
know,
gonna
but the whole
make it.
point, remember, the whole point is to have fun just selling this shit and like being like, yeah, $10. It's 10
I
bucks.
mean, yeah, sell it, but if you're trying to hit your goal, you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna have to make more pieces. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, so how many, if I was selling shitty cups, like just the wine glasses. So if I was selling wine glasses for $15, 3,000, oops. Okay, well, we're assuming I make $1,000 in fancy cups, right?
Okay, so that's 2,000 left.
2,000 divided by 15. Well, that is a lot.
How many is that?
130.
That's a lot. You're gonna be selling
That's a lot.
130 of those cups in a month?
That's a
No
that's a
fucking way.
solid point. I think I need to move
You're
up
not
the
even gonna
fancy.
be at enough shows to do that.
You never know. I could be a
What
show
is
fucking master.
Okay, let's do some math here.
I'm
What's
just
2,000
kidding.
divided by 20? That's 100, right?
Yeah.
I think that's still a lot to be selling 100 of them. But you're not selling $2,000 worth of just the shitty cups. You're gonna make other things that are gonna make up.
Right. So like, if I was gonna sell a
What if you said 1,000 in the shitty cups?
Yeah. If I was gonna sell those mystery boxes, how much do you think the mystery boxes should be? Like a mystery box with 4 pieces in it.
$30 at least.
Yeah.
I would say 35 is a good number. If
Yeah.
you charge, I don't know how you're gonna do shipping, if you're gonna do $5 flat rate or what, but I mean, I feel like a whole box shipped at $40 or less, 35, $40.
Yeah. So let's say I only sold online for 1 month, right? And they were just the mystery boxes. And I did, we'll say $30. I needed to sell 67.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
The thing is, you're thinking very like, I'm gonna sell this one product in the month and then the fancy cups in that month. Like you're gonna be selling a lot of small things that are gonna add up.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're gonna sell at a farmer's market and make $600. Like that's gonna be like a quarter of what you need or whatever.
Right.
So, I'm just thinking like quantity wise, like what amount of quantity do you need to make of the different things? We already said like 15 fancy cups.
I think
Hopefully you sell 10.
I think making 150 wine glasses in a month is like easy peasy.
Yeah,
and
that'll roll over. Like that'll roll over to the next month, and then it frees up your time to make other stuff.
Right. I can do that in a day, and then if I make,
what if you I make 200 pinch pots or something, or 250 pinch pots?
I make 75 out of a bag of pinch pots, or like 70. So if I did 3 bags of pinch pots, that's almost like 300. Also, what I was considering is this: what if I could get a fair account and sell wholesale? And just do random colors. Like you don't get to choose your colors. You just get a bunch of random colors and sell them wholesale for the same price as I would sell to the public.
You could, but what are you getting into there? You're at the will of somebody ordering randomly on a random day, right? True. And they're gonna take 30% of it.
25.
25%, and it's already discounted 50%. So you're gonna get 25% of that.
No. So like if let's say I was selling a shitty cup and also for everybody that's listening that hasn't listened in, a shitty cup does not mean shittily made. It's
what does shitty stand for?
Oh yeah, we were trying to think of words for what shitty stands for. So it's what
it's an acronym for it. So
simple, handmade, intricate. No, was it intricate? Simple, handmade.
I thought it was like intentional,
inexpensive, yeah. Tactile.
You should have wrote this shit down, Becca. We talked about it last night.
Somewhere. I probably actually have it in a note. But yeah, tactile, tantalizing, sensational. No, but I don't know. We couldn't figure out what Y was going to be.
Well, once you get the other ones down.
It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress.
We already said the Y is going to be yours.
Yours. Yes.
Simple, handmade, inexpensive, tactile, right? Tactile?
Yeah. Tactile. Ta. People are screaming into their podcast right now.
Different ideas.
Yeah.
Totally yours.
Totally yours.
I don't know if that's right, but
we're just going to put that up there for now. So anyway, that's what shitty stands for. And so they take like no time at all. Anyway, that's our favorite. So if I make 150 wine glasses, we'll do 140 pinch pots.
Yeah, it's just two bags of it. Just so
Two
you don't
bags.
kill yourself, just
Yeah.
commit to 2 bags of it for the
140
month.
pinch pots, and then maybe like 50 bowls, and then whatever handmade stuff I have left over. Like no amount for that.
Like a couple bags of clay of handmade stuff.
Yeah. Or just like the scraps or whatever. Reclaim.
There you go.
Yeah. If it's if I like, I think I'm
For
gonna
like
have to reclaim
mise en
something.
place and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think yeah, like when you're at shows, or at least when I'm at shows, like people are digging in those like bins of stuff. Like they love
Yeah.
doing that. I can see them digging in your bins of like pinch pots, and they're digging in the
Yeah.
bins of mise en place bowls, and you got
Yeah.
just a big basket of like the cut. Like I
Totally.
fucking love it.
I also think
Or shells of
that
it or whatever.
it would be really, really great come springtime to do garden steaks.
There you go.
And with garden steaks, um, I've tested it with the ink. You know, the ink that there's like that.
Like an
Uh,
underglazed pad.
no, it's not an underglazed pad. It's an actual ink pad, and it's like the India ink or like the like art ink that like for stamping. You know, for
Okay.
books and stuff. And if you stamp it and then put it in the oven for an hour at like 250 degrees or 350 degrees, it seals it, and they do not wear away, like at all. I
Mm.
sent one to Stacy Morgan and told her to write on it with Sharpie whatever she wanted and then bake it like I told her to. And she says they haven't even worn away at all. They've gone through the entire winter, the entire summer, nothing.
Wow.
So I was thinking it'd be cool that I could take my stamp pad and people could choose what they wanted and I could stamp. Like, obviously, I'd have the regular ones like fucking corn and like
Beans or whatever.
beans and yeah, like standard ones and like thyme and basil and all that stuff. But then if they wanted something particular, you can say, "Tell me what you want," and I can make it for them there, and then they can bake it at home.
There you go. That's a good
Then
idea. I was worried about the whole, okay, you're gonna make like 250 of these at a time, and then you're gonna be stamping them, and then you're gonna be taking them home to your apartment, and you're gonna be putting them in the oven and shit.
right
That's what
now.
I thought you were gonna be. Okay.
Well, and what's great about that is that you can actually, what's awesome about that is that I could just once fire them or whatever and get them up and then stamp them with the stamp pad and just put them back in the kiln and fire them for 350 and I wouldn't even need to take them to the oven. I could just fire them in the kiln for an
Yeah.
hour.
You just have to load it again, but yeah, that's a better idea than putting them in the oven and shit.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But I could also do them in underglaze, the underglaze stamp too if I wanted to, but it's kind of a pain.
I mean, if you're gonna single fire it, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you just do all that before it's
Yeah.
so you can single fire it?
That makes me want my baby kiln. I'm so mad that I left that. Anyway, moving on. So I was thinking those would be great for okay, so
So
we
did you write this down
yeah,
as we're
I'm
going
writing it.
here?
Yeah, so we have wine glasses. So 150. Pinch pots 140. Mise en place. Well, mise en place are just
100.
no, just reclaim.
Yeah,
Whatever.
but are you gonna throw a number on there just to
I'll say
about 100? Like,
I mean, I made like a couple weeks ago. I made probably 50 of them in a
yeah,
night.
just
You know.
yeah, just throw a number up on the board so you have
Okay, and
some kind of
then
commitment.
we'll do garden steaks, and that's what 200.
Right now, you're making them right now.
Well, we'll do 100 right now.
Okay.
Garden
I feel like
steaks.
nobody's gonna need garden steaks right now though.
People like to plan ahead. You'd be surprised.
Depends on where they're if they're buying them online or whatever, I guess.
Yeah, I'll put 100, but for spring
Okay.
in parentheses,
Okay.
and then fancy cups 10.
And this is what you need to make every single month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. Those bowls, snack bowls.
Yeah, snack bowls.
50.
How many?
50.
$150. Okay. And then like that's how I would approach it. I mean, I don't really go to a dollar amount and say like I need to sell this dollar amount,
Yeah.
but I'm just like make a certain amount and quantity so that I have the potential to make 3,000. Like if you have $5,000 worth of product, what's the
Yeah.
potential of you getting out to customers enough to be able to sell 2/3 of it,
Yeah.
you know?
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
how would you break down your schedule or whatever? Like how would you break up the quantity that you need to make, and like is it just focusing on making pinch pots this day for 2 hours and like
Yeah.
that would get
Yeah.
you to
I feel like that whole list could take me 2 weeks after work. You
just the
know,
wet clay work?
yeah, just the wet clay work could take me 2 weeks, and then glazing it, not that much. I'm also considering just doing glazing of like bright colors for like the small stuff just on the inside. Like just doing a brush stroke of
Mhm.
stroke and coat on the inside so I don't have to. And
Is
so
that
they're
going to
all,
take you a long time?
no,
How much time is that per piece? You're
a
making
minute?
200. You're making like 200 of the pinch pots.
A minute?
Okay. So
I
200
mean, it's going to
minutes.
take me just as long to glaze them because you have to wax them and then you have to dunk them. Like, it takes
Yeah.
just as long.
You can't like pop glazes for the pinch pots, can you? No.
No.
And you can't like grip them, right? You can't like
Yeah,
hold
and you
on to them.
can't really pour it in and pour it out because it just doesn't work.
Yeah. That's true.
So I feel like brushing them like with a big brush and just being sloppy about it might be the way to do it.
I would say make some that way and dip
Maybe make
some
some
and
white ones. Yeah.
see like what people like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
like that.
idea.
And
I wonder
then
if spraying them would be faster.
spraying them. Do you have a spray option at your studio?
I mean, I could make one or buy one.
Okay. I mean, I feel like spraying could be doable. You have to be pretty accurate with it, right? Do you like how do you keep it from getting on the outside, or would you care?
No, you wouldn't care too much.
Okay.
Even if you sprayed it, you could spray the inside and the outside pretty quick, couldn't you?
I've I've only sprayed stuff like twice in my life, and that was in college. I don't
Yeah.
really remember. I mean, most of the work is cleaning out the bottles and stuff, right?
Yeah.
If you have multiple bottles, I guess you can swap it out, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you trying to find efficiencies for something that you already know how to do it efficiently and you're just trying to like find something that is going to give you more question marks?
I feel like the pinch pots specifically have always been a frustrating
Have
like
you always
thing.
waxed them and just dunked them with tongs
Yeah.
and you don't
Yeah.
feel like that's efficient enough for you?
It's pretty efficient, I guess. I guess there's no other real other way. That's super. I like the idea of doing bright colors though. I like the idea of like these,
I feel like you're going to get more attention if the outsides are glazed as well, though.
yeah, I think you're right.
Unless the clay is interesting, unless you're using like Dark Star and the clay is interesting as it is with the specks on the outside or
I'll be
something.
using Dark Star,
Okay.
but people might not like the feel on the outside.
Yeah, it's kind of chalky, right? I
Yeah,
mean, it's like nice to like not drop it and stuff, but I feel
right.
like if you're eating out of like a snack bowl, you
Yeah.
might want the like glossy, and it'll look cool because
Mhm.
you can actually see it like on the outside.
You know what I could do is I could glaze them all white and then like splatter different colors on them. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you could do that. See how they interact with the white.
Yeah, like the stroke and coat, just kind of like splatter it on with,
Hmm.
and just not worry about it. I wonder if people would like the splatters or not.
I don't know. I mean, personally, I would not buy stuff with splatters, but some people would like
Yeah,
the uniqueness of it.
yeah, that's true.
Um,
I always feel like my style is like not anybody else's style. You know what I'm saying? Like I just like everything that I like, no one else likes.
So are you saying you like the splatter, or you
I
think
love
a
splatters.
splatter is what people would like?
I love splatters.
So maybe make 15 splatters and see how they go.
Okay.
I mean, don't
Okay.
kill yourself with all the different options. Don't do like, I'm going to spray this month, I'm going to do splatters this month, I'm going to do solid white ones this month, and I'm going to do a bunch of different colors this month. Like, that's just
That's too
going
much.
to kill you.
Yeah. I
Maybe
think
like,
that
all
dipping
right, this month I'm
glazes,
going to do some splatter ones this month. I'm going to do like,
yeah.
30 splatter ones this month, and then everything else is going to be what I'm confident is going to sell.
Yeah. I think that dipping glazes is going to be the way to go.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like you're just trying to avoid it.
yeah.
But
Well,
if
I
you're,
don't want to make them. That's the biggest thing, you know?
you don't want to throw them?
I don't want to make the glazes
Oh, make the glazes. I got you.
and like, have all the buckets. I just feel like glaze stations are so fucking messy and it makes me so mad.
Mhm.
But I think I could do it in smaller buckets, which is good. I mean, I
Yeah.
already have the recipes. It's not like I don't. But I'd like to get some brighter colors. Um,
Well, you could just get commercial glazes, and
I know.
you could get some 10-pound bags of like Mudworks glazes or something. Or
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
mean, it's gonna look like some other people's, but
Yeah. I could also the white that I have, the base of that white, I think would be really great with some stains. So I might try that and do like really bright stains. Kind of
Mhm.
like Heidi's.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you confident that that's gonna be good for you to be able to sell stuff in the first couple months?
yeah.
Like, are you gonna be able to I mean, I guess you'll be able to test them in other people's kilns and stuff as
It's a
you're.
s- it's a solid glaze.
Okay.
It's a super solid glaze. Like me, Josh, Rebecca, Isaac. Do you use the white? I don't think so. We
I don't
all
think so.
use that glaze. So, yeah.
Nice.
And you know what? It was one that I found on the internet by Googling in
Is
2014.
it a glossy white?
Yeah.
Maybe I should use that instead of the Laguna one that I have.
Yeah, you
I
should.
should try it.
You should.
Send me the
I'll send you
recipe
the
and
recipe.
I'll look
Yeah.
at I'll try it out.
I'll send
I
you the
mean, I
recipe.
spend money on the Laguna White. I buy it at 50-pound bags at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's an easy one to mix up too.
yeah, I mean, white, I would assume the materials are super simple and
Yeah, it's very
not
simple and
anything
then
fancy.
circle paths. So it's like
Okay.
whatever.
All right.
Um, yeah, so I know I'm gonna have to get into that. I just have been kind of like avoiding it. But yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that's my list of things. And then I think that doing like a flash sale situation might be probably the best. Like I could do a flash sale with the wine glasses pretty easily, and I think that they'd sell. Like people keep asking me for them, so
Didn't you do you still have some?
the shitty ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just put them in a box there in my studio.
Okay. Yeah, I was because you were talking about making them and then putting them online and like seeing how you wanted to list them and just say like I'm gonna
Yeah,
pick a random one or whatever.
yeah. But
Okay,
I
so you
like
were
the
just
mystery box sale situation.
yeah,
And if I did a flash sale, I'd make them all bisque and then just glaze them how they wanted it.
yeah. So is that going to be your goal for the end of October? Is going to be to get the mystery box listed and have people kind of like pre-order colors, sort of thing for the flash sale?
I think for October, I might do a mystery box with a bunch of different shit and see how just the mystery box does. And then I have some fancy cups still left that are made. I just have to paint them.
Okay.
So,
So you can get like 5 to 10 maybe.
yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
So, I think that's the goal. And then yeah. What do you think for us like the setup when I do shows? What do you think that I should do shelves or do you think I should do like table and just do the table shit?
I would I would go to the how are you gonna do you want people digging through bins? Because if so, then a table would probably be better because people are going to
Right.
be reluctant to go up to shelves if there's bins and of things. Or
Yeah.
are you going to like display them on like shelves and they're going to pick individual pieces off of it?
Well, I think that I'd want to do maybe one side shelves and one side tables. you know,
Okay.
and
What would be on the tables? The mise en place and the pinch pots and the
yeah.
snack
No,
bowls?
the pinch pots I found are really good actually on a shelf because I could do both. Like I would put half
Okay.
of them in a shelf and half of them in a,
Yeah, I feel like it's good to not have. That's why I have my spoon rest scattered. I have it on basically each
yeah,
table so people can come up and they're not like completely swarming one area to look at spoon rests. They can look at them at different tables.
yeah.
So yeah, I think having a couple places for people to look is good. I would worry. Are you worried at all about the shelving? You're still figuring out how the shelving's gonna work, but is the
Yeah.
shelving gonna move? Is it gonna sway with the weather?
No. Uh-uh.
Okay.
No, I'm thinking that it'll be a ladder system with 8-inch boards.
Like
That'll be
depth wise, and
yeah,
then
8-inch depth. And it'll be
that's pretty sturdy, I feel like.
yeah, and it'll be a ladder system connected to the actual frame.
Like not in
So,
okay, so like two ladders
mhm.
vertically, like in an H shape kind of,
Yep.
not like an A frame kind of thing.
No.
Okay.
Like two and they hang from the frame. And then there'll have to be a board on the very bottom that makes sure that they're not like moving around. Like just one that's a
Like
like
stabilizer, yeah.
like one shelf will have to stabilize it, and then I'll do shelves all the way up.
Cool.
I
Yeah, I think
might
that'll
do
be good.
I might do 6-inch fence posts. They're a little bit cheaper. So
6-inch fence posts,
like the
like
ones behind
cedar
you.
fencing.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the ones behind you. Um, those are
Those
just
will those will
significantly
be your shelves or
shelves.
those okay.
Yeah.
Well, you could
What's
do
nice
them. You could do two 4-inch ones and put them side by side.
That's true. What's nice about the cedar is that it's like grippy so that things don't fall off.
Yeah,
It's
it
not.
is textured, and it looks really nice. It looks clean.
Yeah,
Like
they look
I
great.
mean, it smells good,
Yeah,
and it's
totally.
got a little character to it with the color. So
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking as far as the shelving. And then on the other side, I can just do a table. And I'd like to do like a wooden table, but we'll see how that works.
do you
I'd
have
like
the
to do
right
something
vehicle
hanging.
option to store all of those? I guess you'll be good. The shelves will be low real estate. The ladder system will be medium-ish real estate. It's got to be at least 6 foot tall, probably 8 foot tall, right?
6 feet tall.
6 feet tall.
I am not tall enough to have an 8 foot tall.
I know, but where does your tent? If it's got to top hit your tent is not 6 feet
It's
off.
six
It's
feet.
more than 6 feet off the ground, isn't it? Is it the lowest one at 6 feet? Oh, okay.
It might be 6.5. It might be 6.5, but I had to do it at the lower one because I literally can't reach higher.
I
So,
gotcha.
like, people have to duck in my tent, and I'm like, you're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm sorry that
Yeah.
God made you tall. Like,
Do you have a simpler setup if you were to do a farmer's market? Would you just do the table thing?
yeah, I just throw out a table. But I mean, if it became simple, I could do that setup in no time at all at a farmer's
And you can
market.
pick and choose. Like you could put 3 shelves on it if it's
Right.
simpler instead of like 5
Yeah.
and put
Yeah.
fewer pieces out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for sure.
I feel like I feel like once you get a couple shows on the books for your fall winter thing, like there'll be some holiday shopping, even though you're not exactly sure how the in-person sales are going to go. I feel like it'll be good. I think you cut out there.
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. We're back. Okay. Once I get a couple shows in the books.
I think it'll be good to like see how the sales go and the holidays are coming up, so yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a good I mean, it might be kind of a weird time to be experimenting with shows because you're not sure what shows are great. And
Yeah.
it's the holidays, but I feel like you know kind of what people would like.
Yeah. Part of me is like hesitant to start doing shows in the holidays, um, and to just do online during the holiday and see how I do, just
Yeah.
to kind of like prepare because I don't want to really build out a a booth in the winter, and
Yeah, that's
it'd
true.
be nice.
What if it's an
It'd
indoor
be
though?
nice to kind of
You
like
don't even have to worry
plan
about
it
the tent.
out. Yeah,
Is there a low key indoor one that you could look for?
I don't know. Maybe
It's
I'll have to
just like
ask
a
Rebecca
one
and see if she
day or
knows
something,
anything.
and
Yeah, or like a
you could
church or
figure out
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I feel like your
I'm
price
like,
point would cater to most audiences, as long as you're not with
right.
a bunch of like things that just don't vibe with handmade pottery. Like I feel like, I mean, you can make it work at a farmer's market. You could probably make it work at a church show that's a couple tables or something, you know?
Yeah, I don't know why my internet keeps bucking out, so I'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, I agree. I think that, and they'd be great stocking stuffers and shit like that. So
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Are you aiming to, if you do the online approach, are you aiming to try to have pieces that live a long life online and you just have to pack them? Or do you want to go the restock method to time it kind of
I
thing?
don't know.
Because
I
everything's
think I
ideally going to be at your studio, right? So
I think
you
I
could,
prefer the restock method
okay.
where like everything goes off the site and then it comes on at a certain time. Like even if it was like the same the same date, like the 30th of every month or the 29th of every month, you know?
Okay. Yeah, the consistency's good. So whether you
Yeah.
put fancy cups up the 15th of the month and
Yeah.
I don't know, or whatever, or
Mhm.
put everything up at one time.
Yeah, I like the idea of doing fancy cups like the halfway. Obviously after people get paid, so like I'd have to like find the pay dates
Hmm.
and be consistent.
Yeah, I mean, what if the fancy ones went up like the first week of the month? Like they get paid at the end of the month, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Like the first week after they paid their stuff that's due at the beginning of the month? I don't know.
Right, like the 5th.
Okay. I never time stuff like that, but I just time it based on what's convenient for me and what day of the week makes sense
Yeah.
and the time of day. I'm just like, I think I could fit it in around these shows on this date, and like I can reasonably get the listings ready in 5 days, and that's
Yeah.
enough time for people to know about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the 5th and the 20th would be good.
Okay.
Those are
Yeah, I
good
feel like
days.
just throwing a date up there and like soft commitment to yourself to say I'm gonna be consistent, whether it's gonna be 50 pieces or it's like 30 pieces, like having a
Right.
commitment of something that is gonna be up there.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Ugh.
Are you going to What if you don't hit the number? Are you going to try to make up for it the next month, or are you just going to no?
No.
And you're just going to say, okay, I might commit to doing like a couple farmers markets and like maybe one show for the year, and then I'm going to try to dig into the online and see how that
Yeah.
goes and see if I can hit what I think I can hit.
Yeah. I like the idea of resetting every month if I don't hit that. Because it's all savings anyway. I'm not concerned about living off of it, you know,
Yeah, you're not like not
necessarily.
making bills if you don't make that number.
Yeah. And also, I have to consider the fact that I have expenses. Like,
I mean, you're going to have
look,
big expenses up front to make all the glazes and
yeah. And also, but also, like, my rent is 450 and it might go down to like 300, but the rent's like 450
for the studio.
for the studio, and then the clay costs money, a lot more than I used to pay, and then you know, like those things. So really, I'm not making $3,000. I'm really making like $2,200
So you need to sell more than what you think.
potentially.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, if you said 1,500 profit for October, then
yeah,
you got to realistically sell like 225, 200, well, sorry, 2,250 or something like that.
yeah. It's weird because like being in a different place and like being off of Facebook for such a long time and being out of like that space for a long time, I'm nervous about like if I had said, "Oh, I want to make $3,000 profit," in Monroe, I would have been like, "Yeah, piece of cake," you know.
Yeah.
But here it's like I don't know if this is gonna work. So I think I need to give myself a little grace as well,
Yeah.
and like walk it up.
Are you with the pricing talk a little bit earlier, are you at all in a place where you feel confident to like try different prices and see what the market can bear a little bit, or do you feel like you're still going to be dedicated to that same kind of mindset that you were in Monroe with how you price things?
Well, I
Because I
don't
mean, you've
feel.
seen what I sell and what my prices are for the
Yeah,
customers that like see me at a show, for instance.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, if I decide eventually to make a product that I feel is worth more than what I'm gonna be selling them for, then maybe, you know, like we had discussed at some point. You remember I discussed at some point doing the fancy cups just smooth, no glaze for like less money. I
Hmm.
still want to do that because they look great like that.
Yeah, with just a bright
So
color inside or
yeah, like a
white
bright
inside or something.
white or
Yeah,
bright color inside, and then have them be like $40, $50. You know?
but it's sanded.
Yeah,
I feel
like
like you can go
super
like
fun.
60 with that.
I know. We'll
But
say
yeah,
50. We'll say 50 for now. But that might be a nice like medium and I should do that. I should add those. I could do 10 of
just
those
don't
easy.
just don't kill yourself with
I know.
saying I need to make 10 of the fancy ones. I need to make 10 of the semi-fancy ones, and then I need to make 400 other pieces.
Right.
Cuz
Yeah.
those numbers are going to, that's
I think
like
that
that's like one night in the studio probably. And you
yeah.
only have what is it, 15 nights in the studio a month or something? Realistically, something like that.
Yeah, but I could devote all of Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fancy cups, they don't take a long time to make. The sanding is the part that kind of does a bit, but
Mhm. It's one more thing. So,
it's one more thing. Yeah, you're right. You are correct.
I
Well,
say
and
you
I
start
can
with the
move.
fancy, and then you add those in as you see. Because once you build up stock of the other stuff, and like, all right, I still got 75 of these
Yeah,
pinch pots toward my next month. Like, I don't really need to make 250 this month or
yeah,
whatever. Like, you can make another 75, and you'll be good for that next month. You
yeah.
know?
Oh, also, what do you think about this? I was thinking if I did like, I could make the majority of the pieces white, like a lot of the pieces white. Um,
You mean with the
like fancy,
glaze?
yeah, glaze, like with the fancy cups, like, um, or not the fancy cups, the shitty cups, like. So if I did a mystery box, I could do a white mystery box, and then I could do a colored mystery box. So like, if people are concerned about the color, then they could just do white. What do you think about that?
I think you go. I mean, we talked about it before, like, don't put too many options, but what would a listing be? I think a white would be an easy one to say, like, I want
Yeah,
mystery box white, and it's gonna
yeah,
include these 3 or 4 pieces. Like, that's good, but
yeah,
are
and
you
then
gonna
just a
still have,
mystery box mystery.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah. So like random colors, white.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah,
Because I feel like people know that, like, they could gift somebody a mystery box that's all white and they know they're gonna be happy with everything.
right. Yeah, and
I
it's
kind of
not like
worry a
they're gonna
little
be
bit with the mystery
seconds.
boxes because I'm picking and choosing these random colored things, and I'm like, oh, I hope that's gonna work. So I try to give like not something in one particular color scheme. I try to give something
Yeah,
that's like white and blue, and then there's like a Joe's green, like a dark green, and then there's a
yeah,
piece that's got some like brown on it or something. So it's not like all the same colors.
yeah, totally. I know. Like when I did the mystery boxes, there was one person that I knew wanted white, like totally white, and she didn't ask for it. She didn't care, And I gave her everything white, and she was like, "This is amazing."
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it even
it
gave her.
just looks so like clean and like
Yeah.
it shows the form off too, just the simplicity of the form.
Yeah. Yeah, they are nice. And with the speckles, the white will look good, blah blah blah.
Ooh,
But
yeah, well,
I do have some extra clay that's from like random shitty extra clay that I need to get rid of. But for the time being, I feel good about this.
nice. All right, so you got a list together. You got your marching orders for the next. I mean, you got a half a month head start too. You know right
Yeah.
now what you want to get for October, and yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the weekend commitments and stuff of like drawing a line and saying I'm gonna work these days, and I'm gonna set aside, not randomly traveling somewhere or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Plus,
I
it'll
think
help
I
your
want to like,
pocketbook too.
yeah, for real. I think I want to print out a Charles.
Damn,
Um,
Charles.
damn, Charles. I, oh, Charles. Such a loud chap you are. Um, I think I want to print out a calendar and write down my schedule of what I want to do.
I wonder how people. I'm guessing people that do restocks and stuff like they kind of work to a calendar, right? Like they have like
Yeah.
a master list of this is what I want in my restock. I want 30 mugs, 20 bowls, 10 jars, whatever, and they just like this is the end goal, and then this is
Yeah.
how I'm gonna break them up. Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to get Tara on here, Tara and Matt, and talk about how they plan their restocks.
Yeah. I never work in that fashion. I just like make it's like a guesstimate game of like what am I low on? What do I have that's bisqued already that I can pull from?
Yeah.
What did people buy a lot at the last couple shows that I'm like, I need to restock. So I'm like, I know my oil bottles are getting a little low, so like I should probably make another 15 of those.
Yeah.
And I feel like continually making like 20 of something or like 15 of something is reasonable. Like it's not going to kill me to make 15 of something.
Yeah.
And it's going to help me, 3 weeks down the road when I know that I'm going to need them. Like that's how I
Yeah.
work, but I don't really work to like this is my end goal of numbers. I'm just like ongoing selling, and then what do I need to increase the quantity of in the back stock.
Yeah.
But that's like selling at shows where you don't really know what you're gonna sell.
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
Cool.
Do you have a day when do you have a next day that you're going in the studio? Or you're planning to?
Maybe Saturday. I'll have to go tomorrow. So I'm picking up the kiln. We're finally transporting the kiln.
Oh, the kiln
Finally.
it's getting to the studio and then you got to install it and everything. Or are you doing
Yeah.
that tomorrow too?
I gotta get it installed. So I have to take Babs to the vet, and I gotta go to work, and well, no, I gotta take Babs to the vet. I gotta go pick up the trailer, go get the kiln loaded, drop Babs off at work, so she can chill out, and then I am gonna take the kiln over to the other studio. Hopefully, either Bradley or Chris can come with me, and then we can haul it off the cart. I'll just drop it upstairs or leave it downstairs or somewhere, and then go back to work, get 30 pots done, handle a bunch of shit, and then go back to the studio probably.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that's the plan.
Nice. It would be good to see some progress. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it weeks at a time or whatever over time
Yeah.
when we meet and say, how's your list going? How you looking stock
Yeah.
wise and all that stuff. So
I'm frustrated that I got rid of all those fucking wear boards. I should have brought more. Fuck. All that money. All that money for wear boards.
Because it was like plywood or something.
It was a compressed hardboard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have enough bats and stuff still? You still have all those, right?
Most of my bats are at work. I'm trying to decide if I want to leave them on bats and let them pop off and then just punch the bottoms in, or if they would look better if I did them that way, or if I want to just pull them off.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. We got some marching orders there.
Yeah.
How are you? You're gonna have to ramp up the online a little bit. It seems like, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Whether
have to
it's
get
a
back on
shop
Facebook.
or just putting stuff on Facebook, Instagram, documenting.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, hi, I'm
Because you're gonna be
back.
like, "Hi, I haven't been around that much, but I'm back. We're making some shitty cups."
Shitty cups. My mom's gonna fucking hate it. She won't be able to
I
share
can
any of my stuff.
I can picture like you have a sign or something that says like shitty, and then it like says the.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Or not even a sign, just do simple handmade and like have it all capped, like capital letters, like so you can't really tell that it says shitty until you like read it. Yeah.
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 Sweet.
Sweet. Okay. That was good. That was good. Thank you for that thought session.
Yeah. I hope some people got some good insights there.
Yeah, I mean, like that's a real. Those are this was a hardcore real conversation that we would have had in the car together, talking. Yeah. So.
And some of these are like I'm kind of pushing you a little bit because I know you need a little bit of like you need a number on the board and you need a commitment of like when's the next year you're going to studio? What kind of studio days do you need to actually accomplish this? And
yeah, you're a good friend.
You too. And we got pot swap coming up too. We will be soliciting help for that from our crew.
Expect it.
And delegating. Expect it coming. Oh, it's coming.
Expect it. All right, that's it. Shall we?
All right, mic drop. See you all.
Mic drop. Bye.
Bye.
That was good.
Nice. I tend to keep my GarageBand on the other screen now, so I'm just looking at you the whole time. So I don't even know what time we're at. I'm not like glancing at the time that much. So.
Oh yeah, we did like 1:20. That was good.
Yeah, that was good. 1:13. This will be.
I feel like it was a thought, like, what did we call this?
Like a brainstorm session, kind of like.
Yeah, brainstorm.
A shitty brainstorm session.
Shitty brainstorms.
Shitty brainstorming. All right, brainstorming.
Cool.
So we're chatting with Amy on Saturday morning.
Yes. What time?
I have a note, 10.
Okay.
I have a note for it with some things jotted down. It shows you on here. Do you have it or do you need me to send it again? Just in case.
I think I might actually have it.
It's just titled with her name.
No, I don't. You gotta share it.
All right, let's remove your name here. Remove access. I have these other numbers on here. Is this 317? Is that your old office number? Or that might have been a Google number or something.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's probably a Google number. I could probably remove that. All right, just sent it over.
Got it. Cool.
Did you feel like it was beneficial the last? I mean, I feel like we'll have enough content to talk with her about. Do you think it's beneficial to ask people to ask us questions about her, or
No.
we can handle it? Yeah,
I
I feel
think
like
we can handle
I
this
feel
one.
like we know her stuff enough that we can have some good combo.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so our talk is, and I know I put it in my thing. Okay, so 10 a.m.
It's funny. I feel like the watching Amy's children open those things. It makes me think of like a Carlos critiques, but it's
I love it
like
when they do that.
yeah, we'll definitely ask about that.
It's so cute when they do it
Mm-hmm.
and they like critique it. I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Totally. Okay, I'm gonna go. I gotta sleep.
All right, I'll probably pack a couple more mystery boxes just to get some more.
I think I'm actually gonna edit this podcast real quick and put it
Okay.
up so I don't have to deal with it tomorrow because I won't have time.
Okay. I'm gonna. Oh, I just got an Etsy order. 6 items, $71.
Nice.
Probably a bunch of shot glasses or something. Yep, called it.
Called it.
Bunch of them. I always get a bunch of sales of pieces when they first like get renewed. Like they like expire and then they self-renew or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been getting some shot glass sales in the last 4 or 5 days. All right. So I'm gonna upload that audio. We're getting close on the storage here, so I'm probably gonna delete some old ones too.
Okay.
No. I wonder if anybody's watching those videos.
I don't know.
I can't tell. Actually, I could probably go to the YouTube and look at how many views, but
Oh my god, I have a funny story today that I forgot about. Um uh we're eating lunch today and we all eat as a group. And Savannah, she's our newest employee, one of our newest employees. And she goes, Becca, I did not know you were TikTok famous. And I was like, oh, yeah. And she goes, I was high last night and one of your videos came on. And I was like, is that Becca? I'm like, yeah. And then you went to my profile and you were like, holy shit. And she was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I haven't posted in a month. And she's like, that's so crazy. I'm like, well,
how many are on there? Is it like 100,000 or something?
195.
Shit.
Yeah. So it keeps going down. It's like I'm gradually losing followers.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Which is
Is that
fine with me. I
common?
don't care.
Is that common for people to like clean out their followers, or do you think it's like bots and stuff?
Say that again.
Do you think people are actively like cleaning out their they're following, or is it like
No.
bots? They get cleaned out, and then that's part of it. There's got to be bots on TikTok, right?
Yeah, I think it's bots.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna delete some of these older ones. 98 through 107. Let's do those. Alrighty. All right. All right. I'm gonna pack up this order then, and then call it. Might actually get in bed soon, so that'll be good.
Oh,
All right. Well, we'll talk. I'm sure we'll talk in the next day or so, day or two.
yes.
Okay, and we're
Shit.
gonna release the one that you said you're editing, the one that we just did yesterday, right?
Yeah, and I also just re-recorded over the episode 111. Whoopsies. Usually I save it as 12. Oh well.
Unexpected expenses. Oh yeah, that's the one we did. We released on Saturday, last Saturday. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.